Creating a unique and distinctive logo design is certainly an important task, but what to do next after you have completed this point? Will you just send JPG files to your client, or will you prepare a quality representation of the concepts you have completed? You are on the Frodger channel in a creative studio with a focus on the field of graphic design, and let's look at this issue. At the beginning of my way, I often sent to my clients logo design options in their raw form without any explanation of the ideas and directions explored. Obviously, this was the wrong decision, and my main task today is to explain why a quality representation will be the key to success. There are several reasons, and the first is the client will see your professionalism and trust you as an expert, which is very important. The second one is it will significantly speed up the process of working on the project. In a JPG file, extremely difficult for the client to see the meaning you are trying to convey, while the presentation is able to reveal your ideas and demonstrate to the customer what his future brand might look like in real life. I'm going to give you a short guide, a basic but covering the most essential aspects that you can follow when creating a quality representation for your client. For example, we have already completed a certain stage of work and created, in this case, 3 versions of the logo that should be presented to the client. What's next? We just have logo marks, which means first, we need to choose font variations for them. The second, of course, is to make options for color schemes, and the third very significant point is to demonstrate the logo options on the templates. You are free to decide how many font options or color combinations you would like to use, but remember, this shouldn't be too much. Many options can only confuse the client. For today's project, I'm going to use 10 slides per logo option. In the first one, I'll describe my ideas, then 3 slides for font variations, 3 more slides for color schemes, and the other 3 for using the logo design on mockups. Let's get started. Select File, New, click More Settings. Since we have 3 versions of the logo with 10 slides per each, we need 30 pages. I'll create it 30 and explain why later. In spacing, I usually set to 100. In columns, in this case 10, in accordance with the number of slides for one version. Size web large. In color mode, there must be RGB with 72 ppi. That's done. Why did I create 30 artboards when we require 30? The first page of the presentation will be the cover. On the second, I'll put all 3 logo options for a general overview. And only from the third page I'll start to demonstrate the logo separately. This way I just delete all the slides in the first row, except for the first and second. Let's get to the visual part. As I mentioned earlier, the first page is the cover. There is nothing special here, just the name of the brand and the title. I also use a color scheme throughout the presentation that I feel is best suited for the project. In the second image, I put 3 logo options for a general overview. Please note that I give each slide a title and a short description. Then the demonstration of which version of the logo begins individually. I just use the icon in black and white with no font, so the client can rate it by its forms and general feeling. I also briefly describe the idea I put into the design. For variety, I like to add some designs taken from the main logo. Then on separate slides I select font options and write their name 1, 2 and 3. Often I make several orientation of logo mark and font in horizontal and vertical positions. In this project the client gave clear instructions, so I made the option only when the icon on the top of the name. We have come to the color selection step. I don't show my clients every font choice on every color palette. Thus we would get 9 images, which is too many. In this case I use a font I think is more appropriate. This is usually indicated in the upper left corner. Also 3 slides. Finally, one of my favorite steps is applying logo designs to different templates. The notes indicate that I use the font and color palette option that, in my opinion, the most appropriate for the brand's goals. In making these decisions, I rely on the brief provided by the client. What's important to observe in this stage? When selecting mockups, you should focus on the activities of the brand you are working with. Today's real estate project, and in this case a business card template, is suitable since it's likely that the client will share contact contact information with their potential target audience. The client is also going to start an Instagram. Therefore, it's very essential to adapt the logo design for this social platform. The customer will be grateful to you. You could see this cap on the thumbnail of the previous video. I just really love this template. It probably doesn't fit directly under the activities of the brand, more like clothing brand, but I found interesting to depict the logo design on the cap and hoodie. I think it's quite appropriate and it makes sense. You can also include additional mockups. Thus, we have prepared a presentation of one version of the logo. The main work has been done. Now it will only be necessary to duplicate the designs and replace them with other logo options. Finally, it looks like this. The logo design presentation is very balanced. There is nothing excess in it, a simple and minimalist design that will not confuse the client and will help him to fully experience your ideas and rate your work. What we review today is a kind of basic structure, but at your own discretion you can put additional slides with color palettes, fonts, mockups. There are no specific rules here, just keep it clean. This episode is finished and I hope you were able to take something new and useful from this video. In the description below I'll add links to useful free sources for choosing fonts, colors and mockups. Please subscribe to our channel as well as social media. Thanks a ton for watching, mates. We still have a long way to go, but I'm sure it will be a wonderful journey.